Your money is not controlled by the world. It is not controlled by the stock market, the government, or your job title. It is controlled by law, divine law. And I say this with the full force of truth. If you are broke, blocked, or burdened, it is not because you are forgotten. It is because you are out of alignment. You are not out of luck. You are out of rhythm. And rhythm is everything. Because the money that moves in your life is not reacting to your effort. It is responding to your vibration. You cannot outwork misalignment. You cannot outrun contradiction. You cannot pretend your way into provision. You must obey the law. You must speak the word. Now hear this in simple terms. Money follows order. Not hustle, not panic, not noise. If the inside is confused, the outside will copy it. If the inside is steady and faithful, the outside will reflect it. The spiritual realm is not casual, it is exact. It listens to you all day long. When your words and your mood agree with truth, increase begins to appear. When your words drift into fear, scarcity shows up to match them. I am not here to flatter you. I am not here to calm your nerves. I am here to wake up your authority. Until you rise in identity, until you speak in a clear rhythm, until you practice obedience instead of guessing, money will mirror your doubt instead of your covenant. Think of yourself as a spiritual bank. Every word is a deposit or a withdrawal. Every thought adds interest or drains it. The laws I will share with you are not tips, they are codes. When you keep them, the vault opens. When you ignore them, the doors freeze. Most people do not know this. They chase, they grasp, they try harder, yet they stay locked out. But you are hearing it now. You are ready to obey. You are ready to prosper because you are ready to stop repeating fear and start speaking truth. Money is not evil or holy. It is not emotional. It is responsive. It obeys vibration. Vibration is ruled by law. Just as gravity does not change for anyone, divine law does not play favorites. It fulfills itself. So if money in your life rises and falls in chaos, do not call it fate, call it feedback. It is a clear reflection of what does not desire your lack. Spirit does not honor your suffering. Poverty is not noble. Scarcity is not sacred. You are designed to prosper because you carry divine identity. When your soul begins to prosper through spoken word, obedience, clean substitution of truth for lies, and steady expectation, then money, doors, and favor start to follow like tides follow the moon. The 7 laws you are about to receive are not for debate. They are for practice. They are frequencies. You do not dip in and out of a frequency, you become it. These laws are your inheritance, and they require your mouth, your identity, and your consistent obedience. Do not delay this. Align now. The moment you obey law, money stops disobeying you. We now step into the rhythm of instruction, where ideas turn into results. I do not share these laws to entertain you. I speak them into your soul so they can take root, break the old pattern, and set a new condition that holds. These first 2 laws form the ground of financial demonstration. Without them, abundance cannot stay. With them, all other forms of wealth must respond. Law number 1 is the law of the word. Every sentence you speak shapes a form. Divine substance fills that form. If your words are soaked in fear, the form turns into shortage. If your words carry faith, the form turns into supply. Spirit is not casual, it is exact. It listens without pause. What it hears you repeat, it multiplies. Listen to the difference. You mutter, I am always behind. Law answers, as spoken. You sigh, I cannot afford this. Law returns, approved. You joke, I am broke again. Law stamps it, confirmed. This is not punishment, it is a mirror. The world is only echoing the molds your mouth keeps pouring. Now we reverse it. Use your mouth as a tool of order, not a weather report. Stop announcing what appears. Start creating what must appear. Say, my voice carries increase. Say, every sentence I speak plants a financial seed. Say, I only speak outcomes I want to see. Each Each repetition melts the old shape and pours new substance into a better form. Your mouth is not here to measure the temperature. It is the furnace that sets it. Until your speech turns sacred, your money cannot settle. Law number 2 is the law of circulation. Money is meant to move. It is spirit in motion. When you grip it with fear, flow stops. When you release it with faith, flow widens. Do not call fear wisdom. Do not name hoarding as careful. When you hold from panic, you are training life to stay away. Law does not multiply where suspicion rules. It multiplies where trust and rhythm are clear. Circulation is not waste, it is signal. When you give, invest, or pay with a steady voice, you mark the path for return. When you release with dread, you twist the path and shrink it. Tie your giving to your word. Speak over every outflow, assign a direction, command a return. This turns a random payment into a spiritual act. Tithing, gifting, investing are not only numbers, they are agreements with principle. Done in truth, they call increase. Done in guilt or fear, they jam the gate. Say it in simple lines. Every dollar I release returns multiplied, under grace, in perfect ways. I give to grow, not to lose. Soon the outside begins to mirror the inside with less delay. You may feel a pull to explain the old story. Do not. The old story pays poor interest. Choose the simple line that builds. My voice sends money into motion. My giving keeps the river open. I do not wait to feel safe before I obey. I obey, and safety shows up. This is the shift. You are moving from reaction to rule, from guessing to rhythm. Let this settle. The word is the first gate. Circulation is the first movement. Together, they build a floor strong enough to hold every other law that follows. When you practice them daily, you stop chasing proof and start producing it. When you make them your normal, increase feels normal. We now go deeper, from motion to embodiment, where you take on the feeling of what you have spoken and treat your giving as covenant, not chance. Law number 3 is the law of assumption. Walk, speak, breathe, and expect as if the thing you asked for is already complete. In Divine Mind, it is finished. What slows the visible is not heaven. It is the habit of waiting that lives in you. You cannot call wealth while living in the mood of delay. Collapse the waiting room. Put on the feeling of done. This looks simple. In the morning, you do not say, "One day I will be free." You say, "I am supplied now." When a bill shows up, you do not whisper, "I hope I can cover this." You say, "My supply meets every demand, on time, without strain." This is not acting. This is spiritual rehearsal. You are training your body and breath to carry the state you command. Your cells learn your story by the lines you repeat with feeling. Say it plain. I walk in the already done state. I take the posture of a supplied person. I feel the calm of answered prayer before the answer appears. If you act like a struggler, speak like a doubter, and live in the tone of later, then law must keep you practicing struggle, doubt, and later. But if you step into the sound of wealth, speak it, feel it, and hold it as now, then law begins to move substance to match your state. The outer will meet the inner as faithfully as tide meets shore. Law number 4 is the law of tithing with the word. Tithing is not superstition. It is not pressure. It is alignment. Done in fear, it is empty. Done in truth, it opens flow. Tithing is not only giving, it is giving with declaration. It is sealing circulation with a spoken command. Many people give and hope. Few give and command. The one who gives and speaks is the one who multiplies. You do not tithe to a person, you tithe to principle. You do not barter for favor, you witness your source. You give because you live in covenant. You speak while you release. You say, "This seed opens channels no one can block." You say, "As I return a tenth, the law returns 100-fold." You say, "As I release this, I grow my capacity to receive." Your words are the water on the seed. Your tone is the weather that ripens it. Never give in silence again. Silence around giving leaves the seed unnamed. When the seed is unnamed, the harvest you claim. You stop tossing money into the air and start sending it on assignment. You no longer hope that something will happen, you set it in motion and you expect it to return. Feel how the pieces fit. Assumption sets your inner climate. Tithing with the word sets your outer current. The climate and the current begin to agree. When they agree, delay fades. You hear yourself speak. You watch your hand release. You feel the peace of already done, and you live the day inside that agreement. Soon, your life starts to sound like your declarations and look like your giving. We now turn to the quiet builder that decides whether your words hold or fall, the subconscious mind and the work of bringing your inner agreements into one voice. The subconscious mind is your silent partner in creation. It never sleeps, it never argues, it does not judge good or bad. It simply accepts what is spoken in rhythm, what is believed through repetition, and what is felt with emotion. It takes your most repeated lines and turns them into the normal setting of your life. This is why you can say strong words in the morning and still see them fall apart by night. The outer words were new, but the inner setting was old. The old setting won. If the inner system is not trained to expect supply, your affirmations bend under the weight of hidden agreement. This is not because the law failed. The law answered the louder voice. The louder voice is the one that speaks all day under your breath. It is the fear story you replay while you cook. It is the doubt you carry when you check your balance. It is the joke you make about being unlucky. Those small lines are not small to the subconscious. They are orders, stamped again and again until they become the only script it knows. Think of it like this. Your conscious mind chooses the seed. Your subconscious mind is the soil. The best seed cannot grow in soil packed with stones. The stones are old labels, old contracts with lack, old moods of waiting. You do not argue with stones, you remove them. You do it by steady substitution. When the old line rises, you replace it on the spot. You do not let the old line finish its sentence. You say the new line out loud even if your body does not feel it yet. The body will learn by hearing you often. Feel how simple this can be. You spot the thought, there will not be enough. You answer, there is no loss in spirit. You catch the line, I always fall behind. You answer, I move on time and supply meets me. You notice the habit, I will try later. You answer, I obey now. The goal is not to shout. The goal is to be steady. The subconscious values rhythm more than volume. A calm daily line beats a rare loud speech. Do not be shocked if the old mood returns. Old moods have momentum. They slow down when they meet a stronger rhythm. Your job is to build that rhythm. This is why we do not only speak in the morning and at night. We speak in the middle of life. We speak while we pay. We speak while we walk. We speak when the inbox is heavy. We speak when the room is quiet, until it becomes the only way you move. You are teaching your inner system a new language, short, clean, repeatable lines. The body learns. The breath slows. The face softens. The heart stops bracing for bad news. The soil warms. The seed takes. Now we turn to the two laws that rebuild the inner setting so your words can stand. These laws make your mouth, your belief, and your mood agree. They dissolve the old contracts with lack and install a new image that can hold wealth without fear. When they are in place, you stop fighting yourself. You stop sending mixed signals. You become one clear tone that law cannot ignore. Law number 5 is the law of agreement. Your mouth, your belief, and your mood must say the same thing. You cannot declare wealth and then laugh about being broke. You cannot pray for supply and then tell your friend that nothing ever works for you. Mixed signals create mixed results. Agreement is when your words, your inner picture, and your daily tone point in one direction. This is simple to check. Listen to the lines you repeat when no one is watching. Notice the mood you carry through the day. Notice the stories you tell about money, about timing, about your life. Do they match the truth you speak in the morning? If not, the signal is split. A split signal slows flow. A clean signal opens it. Break the quiet contracts you made with lack. Some came from family talk. Some came from culture. Some came from years of fear. You do not need anger to break them. You need a new agreement. Say, I cancel every agreement I have with scarcity. Say, I sign a new agreement with supply. Say, I speak only what I am willing to live with. Keep it steady. The law hears calm consistency more than dramatic bursts. Agreement is not perfection, it is direction. If you slip, return. If you forget, return. Each return strengthens the new contract. Over time, your default line changes. You stop making jokes that undercut you. You stop telling old stories that drain you. You begin to enjoy quiet. Quiet is what agreement feels like on the inside. It is the sense that your mouth and your mood are finally on the same team. Law number 6 is the law of identity. You receive at the level of who you believe you are. If you still see yourself as the struggler who must chase every chance, your life will mirror that view. You will question open doors. You will turn down help. You will delay good news because it cannot be for me. This is not fate. It is the picture inside refusing what the mouth requested. Change the picture. Do it with short, clear lines you can live today. Say, I am a channel of divine wealth. Say, money flows through me in order and peace. Say, I am a steward, not a beggar. Identity is not a costume, it is practice. You prove it with small actions. You answer a bill with a clean line instead of panic. You give with a word instead of not wait for proof before you walk like the person you are becoming. Walk and the proof gathers around you. Identity grows through use. Agreement and identity work together. Agreement removes the noise. Identity raises the capacity. When your signal is clean and your container is wide, supply finds you and stays. You are no longer pulling at outcomes. You are becoming the person outcomes cannot avoid. You begin to act from covenant instead of fear. You stop counting every coin with dread. You choose, you release, you receive, and you give thanks. This is not pretending. This is alignment. Let this land in plain words. I do not speak one thing and feel another. I do not ask for overflow while wearing the name of struggle. I choose a single story. I live inside that story. I grow into it each day. As agreement and identity settle, the inside stops arguing with the outside. Your words stand up. Your giving multiplies. Your days feel simpler. There is less noise and more movement. Now we come to the seal that holds all 7 together, the daily obedience that turns these laws into your new normal. Law number 7 is the law of obedience. You cannot command increase if you do not obey rhythm. This is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. Law responds to steady practice more than to rare emotion. You do not need to understand every detail to be blessed by it. You need a simple pattern you will actually keep. Speak the word, hold the state, replace the lie, circulate with a declaration, expect the return, then do it again tomorrow. Think of obedience as breathing, in and out, morning to night. You keep a pace that your body can remember. When fear rises, you do not argue with it. You return to rhythm. When doubt asks for proof, you do not bargain with it. You return to rhythm. This is how spiritual order becomes physical order, not by strain, but by a steady beat that teaches your whole system what normal feels like. For the next 7 days, you will live inside a clear frame. In the morning, you wake the law of the word. Before the phone, before the news, before the bank app, you speak. My voice is the voice of wealth. I send money into motion with what I say. Then you put on the already done state. You do not ask to become supplied, you rise as supplied. Your face, your pace, your breath. Take the posture of answered prayer. In the middle of the day, you maintain alignment. You practice the law of substitution. When a thin thought of lack tries to speak, you interrupt it. You say, there is no loss in spirit. You say, my supply meets every demand on time and in order. You do not try to feel perfect. You choose one clean line and let it carry you back to center. At some point, you will pay a bill, send a gift, tip a worker, or invest a small amount. You do not release silent money. You speak over it before it leaves your hand. This seed is blessed. It returns multiplied, under grace, in perfect ways. You assign the path, you bless the return, you move on with peace. In the evening, you seal the day. You circulate again, even if it is small. You give thanks out loud for any proof, no matter how subtle. A message answered on time, a bill smaller than expected, a new opening that felt natural. You do not say it was nothing. You mark it as flow. Then you set the tone for the night, teaching every part of you that law is your normal and peace is your baseline. This is how you stop chasing signs and start living as one. Hold this truth close. Because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. Say it when you rise. Say it as you walk. Say it as you release and as you receive. Let it sit behind every small act. The practice will write a new memory in your body. The rhythm will hold you when you are tired. The covenant will carry you when feelings change. Now that the seal is set, we gather all 7 into one voice and speak the activation that writes this pattern into your days. Now we gather the 7 into one clear voice. This is not recital. This is installation. These lines are keys. You speak them to set your inner setting and to give law a steady signal. Say them like you mean them. Say them until they sound like your own thoughts. Your goal is not volume. Your goal is rhythm. Money moves when I speak. My words are not random. They carry weight. They set form. They send supply into motion. I give and I grow. I do not release from fear. I release from covenant. What leaves my hand returns increased, under grace, in perfect ways. I live in the already done state. I do not wait to be supplied. I rise as supplied. I walk through the day with the calm of answered prayer. My inner and outer words agree. I do not split my signal with old jokes or sad stories. I speak only what I want multiplied. I carry the identity that can hold wealth. I am a channel of divine supply. I am a wise steward. I welcome increase without drama. I keep the rhythm. Morning, midday, evening. I return when I drift. I keep it simple. I keep it steady. Because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. Let these lines become your new baseline. Keep them short and strong. Use them while you move through normal tasks. Speak one as you wake. Speak one as you pay. Speak one as you walk to the next room. The point is not to chase a feeling. The point is to write a pattern your whole system can remember. When pushback comes, return to the seal. Because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. When an old mood rises, return to the seal. Because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. When a small delay tries to distract you, return to the seal. Because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. The seal is your quick path back to center. Use it often. Use it quietly. Use it with peace. You are not trying to convince the world. You are training yourself. Belief is not a cloud. It is a practice. Practice turns belief into a tone you carry. That tone invites order. That tone keeps doors open. That tone steadies your hand when you give and steadies your breath when you receive. Over time, you will notice that proof arrives with less noise. Or, I keep the law of obedience daily. Let your line be short and solid. When you write it, you strengthen it. When you see it, you remember it. If this message felt like coming home, subscribe to stay in rhythm. Not to follow me, but to keep the practice alive. Each video here is a return to order, a reminder to speak, to release, to assume, to agree, to become, and to obey. Come back tomorrow, not because you need more data, but because repetition sets you free. You are no longer guessing. You are no longer waiting for someone to choose you. You are chosen by law the moment you choose alignment. You are the voice. You are the vessel. You are the rhythm. And because you obey divine law, money answers you.